Let's go. Episode 17, Star Wars chat. This time with Lovro Belošević in the house. Jadran is here with me. And yeah, what's up, guys? How are you?
Hey.
Hello there.
I was waiting for Lovro to speak.
Okay, so you are guys checking out from Rijeka and Krapina connection.
Krapina, yes.
Cool. So today's talk will be about Star Wars, the prequels. As you guys saw, me and Jadran, we spoke about the originals, which was very pleasant chat.
Yep.
So this one's gonna be kind of different, maybe, depending on the stance of these two gentlemen. So Lovro, I have a question for you first.
Mm-hmm.
What is the first Star Wars movie you ever saw?
Can you repeat it again? My connection is cracking.
God damn, this is fucking killing me. Each time I have a Croatian, the house connection is fucking terrible. When I spoke with a US guy, Germans, Hungarians, connection is fucking awesome. But when I speak with you guys in Croatia, terrible connection. So again, my question is, Lovro, what is the first Star Wars movie you saw?
The very, very first Star Wars movie I saw was back in 2000 or 2001. I can't remember. And the very first scene I saw was the one where Chewbacca is shooting at a scout trooper on a speeder.
Yeah, I didn't get what movie that was because your connection kind of got lost.
But the scene, it has to be Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi, yes.
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi. But the very first Star Wars movie I saw as a whole was Phantom Menace.
I knew it's gonna be a prequel. I knew it.
Yep.
So, how are we gonna start with this one? Should we start with the breakdowns of the Phantom Menace, or I wanted to speak about Fanboys movie, but this gentleman Lex Luthor right here didn't saw it. So we're gonna spoil it for you. I don't give a fuck anymore. Fanboys, Lovro, do you wanna explain a bit about the movie?
Yeah. Yes, sure. So, Fanboys is a movie where a group of friends, Star Wars nerds, are expecting the first prequel, Phantom Menace, to come out. And they are it's 2 or 3 months until the premiere of the movie, and they try to bust into the Lucas range, the Skywalker range, and steal the copy of a movie before it arrives in the cinemas.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the plot of the movie, basically. So these guys go through all this adventure and troubles, blah blah blah, breaking in the range, stealing themselves a copy. They get caught by the security guards, this and that. So the last scene of the movie is very specific and very awesome for me, because the last scene is the premiere of Phantom Menace. And they spend this hour and a half of the movie just trying to see the movie. They can't see it, so they wait for the premiere, right? So the movie starts. Yeah. Movie starts, and one of the main characters goes like, "Hey guys, what if the movie sucks?" That's fucking awesome. That's the last line of the movie. Yeah. And yeah, that's where it ends. Like they go through all this trouble, get arrested, almost get fucked in the ass in a gay bar, everything for the movie because they knew it's gonna be fucking awesome. But what if the movie sucks? And you even have this Seth Rogen's character with a huge Jar Jar Binks tattoo on his back.
Jar Jar Binks and Anakin tattoo on his back. Yes.
Yeah, that was a great dig. So, about the Phantom Menace, should we go with the whole breakdown or just good or bad, the uglies? How are we gonna do it?
Can I give a suggestion?
Sure. Do it.
So I think it's really important to start with the whole like the whole how it came to be, the big the anticipation and everything that preceded the movie. I think it's really important to kind of it plays into the movie, right? So
of course, yeah.
You can't just talk about the movie without it.
Yeah, sure.
So if I can, maybe I can start with that.
Go ahead, yeah.
Yeah. For me, because we talked last time, and my first movie was also Return of the Jedi, but in German. I talked about that.
Yeah.
So I was, for me, it was a bit different than for, I guess, Lovro, because you're younger, right? So you didn't, when you started watching Star Wars, the prequels were already out, right?
The first one.
Yeah. So for me, it was Star Wars was like a religious experience every time I watched it. By the time that the Phantom Menace was announced, I already watched each of the old movies like 30, 40 times. So I remember when the Phantom Menace was announced, and there was a trailer that dropped on the internet back in the day. Right, so I had to download it. It was like a shitty quality trailer. I mean, quality like not because of the trailer itself, but because of the small file size, right? And it was the one where at the end you hear the breathing of Darth Vader, the very first teaser trailer. So it was really a big deal. I mean, by the trailer itself, we were all pumped up about it. We wanted to see like the whole tragedy of Anakin Skywalker and everything, and nobody was really prepared for what the movie itself would end up being. More of like a child's movie or something like that, like Stranger Things or something. So so the thing was, I have this one little thing that I always mention. It's I saw Liam Neeson for the first time, I think, in the movie Rob Roy, if you remember he's like this Scottish dude in the old times. It's something like Braveheart, but it's like a different movie. So I remember seeing Liam Neeson for the first time, and for me, I kind of was the prequels weren't even announced back then, and I was like, this guy should be in a Star Wars movie because he had that kind of a face. He had that face like it was a cross of Harrison Ford with like the wisdom of Alec Guinness or something like that. So
that's a good.
So for me it was like, oh, this guy should be in Star Wars, and then they announced it, and it's like Liam Neeson is going to be in Star Wars, and I was like, I called it, I knew it. And so I thought, man, me and Lucas, we think alike. So. And I remember, I will just say this one thing about I watched all the prequels on the midnight premiere. I was always standing in line for that. I mean, actually, my mother had a connection in the cinema, so I kind of got the ticket.
Oh, look at this baller!
Yeah. But for the first movie was released relatively late in Rijeka because Lucas demanded each cinema. He had to approve each cinema where, because he wanted the THX sound system to be installed in the cinemas. So they were remodeling the Rijeka's main theater at that time, the main like cinema at that time, and they had this new sound system, and Star Wars was going to be the first movie that's going to showcase it, right? And I remember distinctly the complete exhilaration of going to see it at midnight. It was like I was expecting a religious experience. Like I was waiting for this like for all my life, which is like a few years. But yeah, it was really, and then the interesting stuff happened. But maybe you can go with your first impressions of the whole thing.
Who?
One of you two, maybe, and then we can go.
Yeah, Lovro, just go ahead.
Okay, I can do it. Well, the first Star Wars movie I saw as a whole was Phantom Menace, and I was a kid. I think I was 5 or 6 years old, maybe. And for me personally, it was an okay movie because I saw pod racing. It was sick. I saw the lightsabers, and I saw everything what I've seen in Return of the Jedi, but visually taken to a whole new another level.
Yeah.
It looked a lot better, but I, as a kid, I didn't understand all the politics bullshit,
Yeah.
the Senate and everything. But I really,
Nobody did.
yeah,
Nobody did. Yeah.
but I really like this passing the torch sequence from Qui-Gon to Obi-Wan, and I really like the lightsaber duel and
Yep.
the whole visual aspect of the movie, and then maybe like a couple of months later the second movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
We will talk about it later, I guess.
Yeah.
But like that movie, everything tells. I mean, like back as a kid, as a 7-year-old, I could tell that movie sucked. So yes, it's the very same situation like Batman and Robin in my case.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the very first superhero movie I saw, and as a 5-year-old kid, I knew it would suck. It actually sucks, you know.
Yeah.
So horrifying experience.
First thing I saw in a Phantom Menace was like before Phantom Menace, Star Wars wasn't that much for kids. I mean, back in the day, we had all these toy stores like Turbo Image. Back in the day, I don't remember exactly, and everything. You had this marketing campaign with the toys, and Darth Maul was everywhere, and you just knew that guy's gonna be something special. I never knew about fucking Jar Jar Binks, and everyone was hyping that guy before the movie came out, I guess. But yeah, Darth Maul was the shit, and I guess he was like before I saw Darth Maul, I didn't consider Sith to be that much of a badass, I guess, because you had Palpatine in originals, all these wizard kind of looking guys, and all of a sudden you have fucking Darth Maul, fucking ninja with the double blade.
A ninja, yeah.
And that was something refreshing and never again seen in a Star. In my opinion, yeah, the biggest badass in the Star Wars universe to this day is Darth Maul, for me personally. I just love the whole character about it. So yeah, and yeah, it was interesting to see like what do you guys think is Obi-Wan as McGregor portrays him in younger days a good impression for you guys? Did you imagine Obi-Wan to be that kind of a guy, that kind of a character when he was younger, or did you expect something different, and what?
Well, I think it's a different experience, obviously, for me and Lovro, right? Because for you, it was the Obi-Wan, the only Obi-Wan you really knew, right? Yes. And for me, it's like a completely different take. So, firstly, I think I would just like to just give a few things about the movie itself. So, the first thing that's interesting for me is like. When you look at when you start looking at the movie as a fan of the originals, right? You're always comparing it. It's not like just watching a sci-fi movie. It's like oh, this was like this and this was like that. So it's really hard. It was like it hurt me a bit when I saw that movie because it wasn't what I expected, but I still kind of loved it because it was a new Star Wars movie,
after all.
Yeah, made by George Lucas, and whatever decision he did that I wouldn't do, it's still his story. So it was like he's the man who thought it all up, so he has the right to like put anything he wants in it. But the things that really bothered me upon first viewing it, like I was 13 maybe then or something like that, 14, it was 99. So. And it really, the thing that really hurt me was like, I didn't mind the whole political thing. I didn't mind that they put Anakin, they put a kid to play Anakin, and I didn't mind that. But what I didn't like, firstly, I didn't like the midichlorians. It just
Yeah, that's kind of
hurt me
weird.
the moment I heard it, because the whole point for me of Star Wars was like the Force. You had to feel it. It was something like you can't touch it. It's something you have to be like in tune with it. It's all around you. It's everything, right? And when you say, well, we can just take a blood sample and say, oh no, you're going to be a great Jedi, it was like making it too scientific. And the Force was always like, that's why Star Wars, for me, it was always better than Star Trek, because it was like, that's why I always say it's like a religious experience for me. It's the whole Force thing, right? Without that, it's just a sci-fi movie. But with that, you have this mystical energy that surrounds everything and binds it, and the midichlorians kind of killed it. They never really mentioned them after that a lot, but it kind of killed it. And the other thing was Darth Maul. I liked Darth Maul as a visual, but for me, like when we talk about lightsaber duels, yeah, you have the whole big lightsaber duel with Darth Maul in the desert and Qui-Gon, and then later the big duel with the three of them. But for me, Star Wars, the duels in the originals, mostly because they didn't have the effects and so on, so they had to be kind of subdued. But it wasn't the actual fighting. It wasn't the moves. It was like the psychological story behind the fight, right?
Yeah.
I expected the fight in the originals to be with a lot of like taunting and trying to bring out the darkness in you, like when Vader says, "I'm your father and join me." When the first duel between Obi-Wan and Vader in A New Hope, it's like the best thing ever. When you see these all, like, you can feel the weight of history, even though you never saw it, right? But you felt that it was a battle that lasted for a lifetime, and then they meet, and Obi-Wan is an old man, and you had the whole like, yeah. But with Darth Maul, you had like a silent guy, and it was just the physical fighting, right? Without any digging. I was expecting like some digs, like we will destroy the Jedi, and something like trying to undermine their whole belief system or something. But they didn't do it. It was just like they're fighting, and that's it, right?
Yeah,
I didn't like that.
For me, it was actually refreshing.
It's different.
Yeah, for me it was refreshing because like you have Darth Maul, like a guy. As I felt, it was guy that wants to prove himself. He can't wait to show himself to the Jedi Order and show his training, and he's a fucking master of movements and everything. And when you saw the duel of Obi-Wan and Darth Maul, you have these two specimens. You have a Jedi in his prime and a Sith Lord in his prime, and they battled it out with these acrobatics, with the fighting. It's nothing else than fighting, and I actually like that because there's no story behind it. It's like one of the best our warriors against one of your guys' best, and they clash, and that's what you got. So that's what I liked about it.
It's
you like
completely
the
different.
wrestling?
Yeah.
Wait, Lovro, I didn't hear what you said.
It's completely different because in the originals you have this whole emotional backstory of father and son, and the light and the dark. And here in the prequels you have just like Darth Maul. Maul's killed them. He didn't know a thing about them. So
can you repeat this one, please? I didn't hear the last part you said. Darth Maul, and then I had a cut of the connection.
So Darth Maul didn't know a thing about them.
Yeah, that's what I liked.
He only knew they are his enemies, their enemies, and he was trying to prove himself to Palpatine.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I like that. It's something raw about it, something primal about Darth Maul, and it doesn't always have to be this super psychological about it. Just nature of it.
I mean, I agree. Now, like, after all these years, I came to appreciate it for what it is, right? But I'm just saying it's something that I didn't expect. It lacked the emotional impact for me that I really loved Star Wars for, right? And so then moving on to Obi-Wan, because this is one other thing that I came to like a bit later, because I expected Obi-Wan not to be this like rash, with no patience, and basically, but that's because he's younger, right? And he had to develop into the wise character that he was, and he did over the course of the movies. But when I saw it for the first time, I didn't really get it. I was like, Obi-Wan is just some brat. What's this, right? So this, and he didn't look like Obi-Wan at all, right? With the whole hair thing and without the beard and everything. But I can understand it now because he was a very, very young character.
Gotcha.
But when I saw it for the first time, it was like, man, why did they go this route with Obi-Wan? But now I appreciate it.
Lovro is dying to say something.
Well, but you can see the improvement in the second movie. I think that McGregor is a great actor and the casting was great.
Yeah.
Maybe this physical aspect didn't really.
Wait, can we just stop for a second because I don't remember exactly the scene in Dagobah with Yoda and Luke and Yoda refusing to train Luke and Obi-Wan showing up and saying, "Was I any different when I was younger? When you trained me?"
Okay.
Yeah.
So isn't that like kind of like what Obi-Wan in Phantom Menace is that he's referring to?
Yeah,
Yep. Sure.
So yeah, that's kind of, for me it was I was a action movie nerd back then. I loved everything about it, like all the little details, like the last duel with Darth Maul and Obi-Wan. When the fucking laser door shut and he's waiting impatiently for after he kills Qui-Gon, right? That scene that's first clash of the sabers. The amount of aggression with which
the anticipation, yes.
Yeah, how aggressively Obi-Wan strikes Darth Maul for the first time when he blocks. If you guys remember, I remember that one, and that's one of my favorite Star Wars moments. Just that little split second. That aggressive strike, and he knows that guy is gonna block it, but he goes strike it and then goes. Oh, it's fucking awesome for me. I just those little details are fucking so much appreciated in my book. So, what I wanted to ask you guys. So, what do you guys think about Qui-Gon Jinn as a Jedi? Did you like his portrayal because he was kind of different than other Jedis? Did you like his take on it or not?
Yeah, I loved it, man. I really like I said, he was like a Star Wars person. I would like say this guy is born in the Star Wars universe, right? And I really liked. He was the Obi-Wan character that I actually wanted in some way. Like he was the a bit wiser, older Jedi. But the brilliant little thing that Lucas added was like that he was kind of a rebel of the Jedi Order. He was the one who kind of did things his own way and not what the Council wanted. So, but he was still wise and he was still like that's a really. It's hard to walk that line of being kind of rebellious but still wise and like good and so on. It was so he kind of Liam Neeson really did it, I think, the best way possible.
What about you, man?
I think he's this Jedi 101, this stereotype, but in a good way.
Okay.
Like he is still rebellious, but still he knows how to obey the code and follow all the rules. And after all, he's a master who is teaching the chosen one. You know.
Yeah.
So that's a difficult task to do after all.
Yeah, that was a interesting take because you have this Qui-Gon Jinn Jedi that is not really playing by the book for say of Jedi Order, kind of like you guys said, rebellious, and he is the one that finds Anakin, because if there was Mace Windu or other Jedi Masters, they would probably just leave that fucker there and just go by their business. And Qui-Gon was the one. But did you guys maybe read about these fan theories that the Qui-Gon Jinn is kind of like a Sith Lord?
What?
What?
Makes no sense.
Makes no sense. What about
nope.
Because it kind of plays into the Sifo Dyas story of, and we're gonna get into it in the next movie.
Yeah.
So let's leave this for later, and let's talk about. I guess we are just mentioning the pretty much the good sides of the Phantom Menace. Why not just switch the tables and let's talk about Jar Jar Binks now? Who wants to start? Do we
I'll
even
start.
Okay.
Well, you know, I even found him annoying as a kid.
Yeah, definitely.
He wasn't necessary at all.
Yeah, what the fuck was that idea like?
He-
Let's put
he's
this guy
this-
in there.
He is this just a visual representation of George Lucas' capability of what to do with the visual effects.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he wanted to
He
show
wanted
off.
to, he actually wanted to do a first completely a digital character.
Animated.
Yeah, that would not be like a dinosaur, but like a real character who talks and who like does all this stuff, right?
Well, guess
And-
what, bro? You wanted to you want to show off? You want to brag?
Yeah.
Did
Well-
you know? Did you know that that Michael Jackson wanted to play Jar Jar Binks?
Oh, that shit doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, and George Lucas.
You know why it
and-
doesn't surprise me? Because Jar Jar Binks was
and
next
Elton John
to
about it.
what? Wait.
What?
I just said, you know why it doesn't surprise me? Michael Jackson wanted to play Jar Jar Binks
Why?
because he spends so much time next to Little Vader.
With Lil Anakin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Shade. That's a shade.
Okay, let's keep it clean. Let's keep it clean, guys. Just for now.
So yeah, so George Lucas and Michael Jackson were talking about it,
Oh my god.
about the role, and but Lucas decided he wants to do the full CGI character, so he gave it to this comedian Ahmed Best, and then like a couple of years after the Phantom Menace, he wanted to kill himself because of that role.
What?
Ahmed Best. Yeah.
Yeah,
I read about it
Ahmed Best.
because people
Fuck.
were really his career took a dig. Like his career was really affected by the role because it was hated all around, right? And yeah, he really kind of. I read somewhere that he had some psychological issues because of that.
He wanted to throw himself off the Golden Gate Bridge, I think.
Jesus Christ. I mean, imagine MJ playing Jar Jar Binks like Misa Jar Jar Binks Shabona.
Yeah, but
That would be
I
fucked.
think, and it would take away, like, if we're going to seriously talk about it, it would take away from the movie because in a
Yeah.
movie like
Yeah,
Star Wars,
definitely.
you can't put Arnold Schwarzenegger in Star Wars, right? Because it would be, it's the next Arnold movie, right? It's
Imagine
Star
that
Wars needs
shit.
to have- yeah.
Yo, how would
Now
that?
you have the midichlorians now.
Yeah.
The
Why
force
are
will,
you doing this, Vader?
force will be with you always.
I'll show you, Kalal Daniel.
Who would? Let's play this game. Who would Arnie play in Star Wars? Phantom Menace.
He would beat Darth Tyrannus. I would give him Count
No
Dooku.
way, bro. There's just one correct answer, and I have it. He needs to be Sebulba.
No. He needs to be Vato.
Yes. Yes.
true, yeah.
Yeah. That's that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
I was thinking big, right?
Like, no, I'm keeping the kid. Ah.
Maybe he should be the fat bartender that Dex, or what's his name, that Obi-Wan's friend.
Dexter.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay, so what are your guys' take on Jake Lloyd as Anakin Skywalker? Because that guy also wanted to kill
Poor
himself
guy.
or whatever the fuck. That guy went into depression rant or whatever after the roles and everything. So, what do you guys think about his take?
Well, he was a kid. He was like, I don't know, 7, 8 years old. and he didn't know what he's into.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think he was
And
all right. He was okay.
he was all right, yeah. For his age and that kind of pressure, he was okay.
I agree with that. Do you guys think, like, are you satisfied with Darth Vader being, I mean, Anakin Skywalker being portrayed as a little kid, like he enters the franchise as a kid, or did you wanted something
Yeah, like, why
other than
not?
that? Yeah,
Why
if you are
not?
talking about origin story, kinda like, yeah, why not just
Yeah,
show it?
But it was one of those things that I didn't mention it when I was talking about what surprised me as a choice. It was like even Obi-Wan says that he was a great pilot as a young man, and obviously he didn't at that time think that he would portray him as a good pilot as a kid. He said he was already a good pilot when I met him, but then he
Yeah.
decided to cast a kid, and then he had to say, well, like, yeah, that kid's a good pilot.
Yeah,
Yeah, it really, I didn't expect it. I expected, my expectation was to have, before they announced that it's going to be a kid, that it would be a young guy who was already a Jedi when the movie started, right?
So basically,
I
the second movie.
Yeah, I would have expected something like the second movie. And if I can say, like, we're going to get to the second movie, but you were saying how you thought that the second movie wasn't good. But for me, actually, after The Phantom Menace, which was completely opposite of everything, almost everything that the fans expected, the second movie was like, I think George kind of got, okay, I didn't give the people what they actually wanted, so I'm going to try to do it in the second movie. So we had the Obi-Wan that looks more like the Alec Guinness Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
We get the young, I mean, visually, the second and the third movie are very similar, but the first one is kind of like, it's not a part of the same trilogy, right? It's visually completely different. And that's obviously that was a choice by Lucas to try to connect the prequels more to the old movies with the designs and
Yeah.
with all the ships that would morph into the Star Destroyers and everything. But because in the first movie you actually didn't have the architecture, you didn't have anything that looked like Star Wars, right? The most Star Wars thing was the big like the ship that Anakin destroys at the end.
Yeah.
It's like it looks like Star Wars, but all the other ships, the shiny ships and everything, it was like a different movie. And one other thing about the first movie was like the biggest, one of the more innovative qualities of Star Wars was the galaxy that was lived in, right? Everybody talks about it. Like it was all a bit, the ships were a bit rusty, and the Millennium Falcon was falling apart, and you had all this. Everything was a bit dirty, so it kind of looked more realistic. And in the first movie, I think because of the special effects that can do shiny, but it's hard to do a special effect that is dirty and worn out. So it was like everything was squeaky clean, like they were like polishing the ships all the time. I didn't like it. It was like it wasn't. It lacked the quality of what Star Wars had in the old ones.
That specific that aesthetic actually put Star Wars apart from the retro sense. So
Yeah.
Can you repeat it, because I lost you a bit?
Yeah.
okay, so I think that this whether the torn down aesthetic of the original Star Wars movies actually set them apart from all the other 60s, 70s sci-fi movies where everything was shiny and clean. So I really like that.
Yeah.
In the old ones.
Yeah, in the old ones. I actually like the polishness of the prequels because they're like portraying the old Republic like a peaceful time, because the originals are placed in war, rebellion, empire, and before that we are all imagining how it actually looked like before the evil empire, right? And it was the Republic, and it was this polished place, glancy, shiny, kind of romantic vibe to it. So I don't mind it. I guess I understand what you guys are saying, but I don't give a fuck. For me, it's okay.
Yeah, but Chris, there's the thing. I can say, okay, if you got the official Republic ships, maybe they can be shiny and so on. But in the real world, you always have ships that are like 40 years old or something. You got a Renault 4 like driving on the road even now, right? So it's really unrealistic to have everything shiny. It doesn't look real.
Like the pod racing sequence, those pods were not shiny at all.
But they still didn't look like actual. I mean, for me, I think models even now look better than the CGI.
Oh yeah, right? Definitely. I agree with that shit. Yeah, for sure.
I think Lucas's choice to that he made actually in the episode 2, not so much in episode 1, to go full CGI, everything on the green screen was a big mistake. It really it looked shitty. It looked like a cartoon with like human characters, and like Who Framed Roger Rabbit or something.
Yeah, it was a trendy thing in Hollywood back then, I guess, for the time period. They all wanted to try it.
He was the first one who was doing it. So he was like, Robert Rodriguez went to Skywalker Ranch to get acquainted with digital technology, and then he started doing movies in digital, like Sin City and basically every movie he made since then. But he actually went to Lucas to see the technology, because Lucas, the thing with Lucas is you can't look at his movies just as movies. He was in the background because he loves special effects, right? And he was developing the technology to make the movie. So he was, as much as he wanted to tell a story, it's hard when you develop something that you think is really good, you want to showcase it. I mean, you will cram something in just to showcase, I can do this, I developed this.
Yeah.
Right? And it's a mistake to do it, but it's human. I mean, it's natural that you would like to say, okay, when Star Wars came out in '77, it blew everything away. It was like nobody saw that shit, right? Ever. It was like it changed. It's like when Jimi Hendrix started playing the guitar. It's changed everything, right? So he wanted to do the same thing with episode 1. It wasn't enough to say, oh, this is a great movie. It had to change the landscape of movies. And actually, the tragedy of it is he did change the landscape of movies in the way movies are made, but who knows if it's for the better. And the movie that actually impacted culture at that time, the way Star Wars impacted culture in '77, was The Matrix. Like, The Matrix was the movie that did what Star Wars did in '77, not Star Wars in '99, right?
Yeah.
My opinion.
Cool. Should we go on with Clone Wars?
Second. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but we have to mention Palpatine. Let's mention it in the second, right? Because he's like the best thing in the prequel.
Yeah. Okay, so what about the second one do you guys like the most?
I actually liked what people I don't think liked a lot, but that's the whole like a Star Wars detective movie, more than a big like war movie, right? It was really a detective story for like half of it. It was like, oh, who did this? It's everything is happening in the background. Like Obi-Wan is trying to find out where the clones came from. I liked the change of pace. And after the first movie, it felt more like Star Wars to me, with all its faults. But I liked it better than The Phantom Menace when it came out.
I did not. I really like the Jango Fett, Boba Fett, Obi-Wan stuff. But I did not like the Hayden's acting, Anakin's acting.
I feel like Jake Lloyd was better Anakin than Christian was. Yeah. What did you want to say? You're kind of breaking.
I think this whole dialogue of Hayden Christensen and Padme was quite bad.
Yeah, that one was about the sand and everything. Was like, okay, dude, just shut up.
I mean, what the fuck was that? I mean, who writes that shit? Like,
That's one of the worst lines in Hollywood history.
The sand, it's really irritating. You know, it gets in everywhere. You know? Like,
yeah, way to go, bro.
What did they do to you on Tatooine, man?
You and your fucking sand wants to get into Padme's panties, and he goes, "Sand gets in anywhere."
And I'm like sand.
And I'm like sand, and I want to get in your pants.
Oh, that's smooth.
Yeah. What the fuck are you guys like? What's your end game? What you keep trying to accomplish there? So weird. Yeah, I mean, I hated Hayden when I first saw the movie. I fucking didn't like that fucking shit. I there's the point where I was like, that guy's gonna be a Darth Vader? Fuck that guy. No way. No fucking way, bro. How did you like Count Dooku? Wait, Lovro is frozen. Well. Wait. Lovro in the house? No. We need to wait for him to froze up.
Yeah, to unfreeze.
Lovro, I'll send you to the
cooler.
Lovro. Oh shit.
Damn.
Uvijek imamo jednog ovakvog.
Yeah.
Okay, should we just restart this shit or just talk without him? What do you think? Okay, Lovro left.
Can he get back in?
I think so. Yeah. Lovro, get back in.
When he tried to get out, but we pulled him back in.
I'm gonna text him.
Yeah. I will.
Yeah, talk about shit about. Okay.
Oh, there he is.
Okay, yeah, just talk about the movie, please.
So you asked about Count Dooku, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there he is. Are you in?
Yep.
Yep, cool.
I guess.
Okay, you're back.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Count Dooku was my question. What do you guys think about Count Dooku?
So yeah, I mean, the first thing was when you get Christopher Lee, you get a specific thing, right? Because everybody knows what he did before, right, and so on. So I mean, with Christopher Lee, as good as he is, you get a certain kind of cheesiness, right? It's just like that's his style. Not so much as Saruman, but as Count Dooku. Obviously, Lucas wanted him to play it like he played Dracula. He even called him a count, right? Just because he played Count Dracula, and he called
Makes
it
sense.
Dooku. Yeah, and I mean the name Dooku. What that name? It sounds like from some kids movie or something. It's I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get the choice. And they didn't even use his Darth Tyrannus name a lot. It was just mentioned a few times.
Yeah, that's a miss.
And I gotta say, I mean, the whole if you think about it, the Darth names are really cheesy, most of them, right? And they're not even subtle in innuendos or something. It's like Darth Sidious, he's insidious. Darth Tyrannus, he's tyrannical. Darth Maul, he's like a blunt
Roller,
yeah. So it's but Darth Tyrannus really sounds cheesy, completely cheesy. While Darth Sidious, for me, sounds good. I like the name Sidious. It's better than Darth Vader for me. I love Darth
Yeah,
Sidious.
it does.
Sure.
But that's for Count Dooku. I mean, I came to love him, but at first it was you could have done the same thing, but done it 10 times better than this.
Yeah. I think that this speaking about Count Dooku, I think that he's misplaced and not well used.
Okay.
Agreed.
I think that he should have more screen time, and I think he served more as a puppet to Palpatine and not this whole independent character that he should have been. So yeah.
Yeah, but you gotta take into account that he needed to be a puppet in some way because he was actually just a prop for Sidious to have his plot, right? Because Sidious had to have a person installed there, but it really didn't make a lot of sense that when Lucas thought that like when he taught up the rule of one or two, the rule of two.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
I want to get to that.
you have like and then you have like an 80-year-old guy who is like your apprentice after Darth Maul. Obviously, he couldn't have been an apprentice before because there was the rule of two, right? He couldn't have been training him because he would break the rule. I mean, Sidious could do it, but I don't think.
But wait, wasn't
he chose like an 80-year-old dude to train him as a Sith? It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense.
But it wasn't Count Dooku Qui-Gon Jinn's master trainer?
Oh yeah, that's true. But that's never said. It's like it wasn't.
Yeah,
no, it's said in the movie, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't he Yoda's student or something?
Everyone was Yoda's student, right?
Yoda trained Count Dooku. Count Dooku trained Qui-Gon.
Okay.
And that's where the whole fucking Qui-Gon Jinn is Sith comes from, because he finds some. I don't know.
Makes sense.
But you have to like Lucas when he did all the retcon, right? Because he decided, it would be cool to do this, but unfortunately in the old movies I said this, so I just have to go around
with the
it.
flow.
And then he like the rule of two was something that was added like later. The whole Sith thing was added later. At first, Darth Vader, it was his name. He was Darth Vader. It wasn't like a Sith title. In the old movies, you don't hear the word Sith anywhere, right? Palpatine, just Palpatine. It's never called Darth Sidious. So it was like a new addition, right? And like the whole rule of two was also a new addition. And I can't remember where I was going with this, but yeah, I'll probably remember.
So I wanted to talk to you guys about Sifo Dyas.
I love that. It had such promise, man. And the name was cool for me. Like it was like Master Sifo Dyas. Everybody knew who he was, but we don't know who he was.
Yeah.
So I was expecting him to be a bigger part of something that would be explained later, but they just forgot about it. There was a theory at the time that Sifo Dyas was actually Sidious, right? It was Sifo Dyas Sidious. Like he ordered the clones to be made, and he said that he was Sifo Dyas, right? But that was just a theory that proved to be incorrect.
But there was a part of the movie, if I remember, where Count Dooku imprisons Obi-Wan, and he tells him the Republic is run by a Sith Lord, because he kind of feels like Palpatine's going to betray him or whatever. So what was that all about?
I think you said it. I mean, it could have been. You know what? When you lie, it would always be a good idea to tell some truth and then just spin it where you need it, right? Because if you think of the whole, like he was telling the truth to Obi-Wan, but he was trying to kind of get him to join him, right? That was the whole idea. But he did say part of the truth there, just to use it to his advantage. So I thought that was intriguing. I always loved that. Like that was the psychological stuff that I was thinking. Like he was like, your master Qui-Gon, he would have joined me because he would have known that it was the right thing to do. And then you're playing on the feelings of Obi-Wan to kind of, he loves his master, and he's saying that the Republic is run by a Sith Lord, and you are serving basically that Republic, right? So come and join me. So that's the stuff that I want Star Wars to do, right? To have the whole psychological game.
So, what do you think, guys, about Django and Boba Fett in this movie?
Man, it was another of Lucas's. Like he loves the callbacks to the things that Count Dooku is Count Dracula. Jango Fett is the Django character from the westerns, right? That Tarantino later. So that's why he called him Django, because Boba Fett was a western character, right? And for me, it was completely unnecessary. I mean, he crammed it in because Boba Fett became like a big success among fans, right? Everybody loved Boba Fett. It's obvious in the old movies he was just a tool, right? He was just a bounty hunter, and he could have been anyone, right? And then
the coolest looking guy ever.
Yeah, but then Lucas said, right, like, oh, fans love him. I have to cram him into the story and make a bigger deal out of him. And I mean, I don't like things that are obviously just crammed in there, right? It was unnecessary. It wasn't necessary to make him a clone. Uh, the whole clone story is something that could have been a lot better because Lucas was stuck with clones because he said, Obi-Wan said in A New Hope, remember the Clone Wars or something.
Wars,
and so he was like, it's the stupidest idea, like a war with clones. It's unnecessary completely. But he said it in the, like, he thought it sounded cool in the old movies, and now he was stuck with it, and he had to cram with the clones in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Why call it the Clone Wars? But I like that he played with our expectations because when you just say, oh, it was the time of the Clone Wars, you would expect that it was people against the clones, right? The clones were the enemy. That's what you would expect. And Lucas actually did a different spin on it, and he said, no, the clones are with the good guys, right? It's called the Clone Wars, but it isn't a war against clones. It's a war with clones against, like, the robots.
Yep.
I thought it was
speaking about the robots. You said the droids.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's one of the weakest points in Star Wars.
Sure.
I really don't like those droids, and there's this documentary that's set in 1997 or 8 with it's a Phantom Menace making of documentary, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that Steven
Smooth.
I think that Steven Spielberg arrives at Lucasfilm at Industrial Light Magic Studios, and George Lucas shows him the statue of a droid.
Yeah.
And George Lucas is like, this is the new stormtrooper, you know. And Spielberg is like, oh, okay, I like the limb. And he's like confused, and you can see in his eyes that this is a utter disappointment.
Yeah, and he had to make him for kids, right? They had to be like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. Oh my God. It was like they all had to be C-3PO, right? They all had to be like, oh my God. Yeah, it was another one of those, like, why? But
actually,
I have to say,
I'm really sorry about interrupting you, but I'm back in middle school when I think Revenge of the Sith was coming out, and we had the sticker albums, you know, with the Revenge of the Sith sticker album, and we were like playing like kids. I don't know, we were maybe 8 or 9. And we were playing among each other, like, who can name more Star Wars characters? And this one guy was like, I don't know, I said Qui-Gon Jinn, another guy said Jango Fett, third guy said Padme, and one guy said Roger. like who the fuck is Roger? Right?
Who the fuck is Roger?
There's like thousands of them. Yeah.
Roger.
Yeah, fucking kid.
Oh my God. Well, when we
I just wanted to say that really, why? I mean, Lucas made a lot of terrible decisions, I think, in the prequels. But still, after I saw the Disney shit, as I like to call it, it was like, at least he dared to do something different. Yeah. He was trying to tell a story that he wanted to tell, and that was nothing like the originals, right? It was like, oh, it's the trade dispute. And everybody's like, oh, nobody wants to watch a trade dispute in the Star Wars universe. Yeah, but you didn't expect it because Lucas had the balls to do something that basically everybody could dislike, but he had the balls to do it. Like, J.J. Abrams, like, did absolutely everything by the let's call it like how
formula.
to make money
Yeah.
playbook. How to
Yeah.
make money playbook.
Yeah, just
What-
use
what
the
they have
formula
do
to make a movie. Yeah, fuck that shit.
a computer could like
Yeah,
spew that
like
shit out.
every Marvel movie, every new movie, just
Yeah.
use a fucking formula, make money, move on. They didn't express themselves, didn't tell a story, just make a movie using the formula. How to make a movie 101.
Disney
shit.
is awful. Disney is really. It's like. I mean, like
It's milking
you got
the
Iron.
industry. It's milking the industry and the product.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
let's
got, like-
guys, let's just stick to the prequels, please. We're gonna rant about Disney in the
Why?
next one. Come on. So
Okay.
when you talk about the prequels, in my opinion, why the second one, the Clone Wars, was it Attack of the Clones or Clone Wars? What's the correct?
It was Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones, yeah. That's the one I least enjoyed because, I mean, in the first planning, whole prequels should be like the backstory, origins of Darth Vader, right? Kind of like. But in that second part, I mean, the second movie, Attack of the Clones, he is the most annoying part of the movie. The best part
Yeah.
about that movie was whole thing about Obi-Wan, Sifo Dyas, Count Dooku, how did he turn, Qui-Gon Jinn, blah blah blah. That's the part I wanted them to explore more, but they just stick with fucking Anakin Skywalker being whatever. But I'm just gonna say I like about it, like Obi-Wan kinda looks like Qui-Gon Jinn, and Anakin kinda looks like Obi-Wan from the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
So I like that evolution of old school Jedi Order, how things should be, blah blah blah. Kind of felt the tradition there, right?
What do you think about the clones? About this whole process of making this clone army and all those scenes with the clones, with the millions of them.
I don't know. I actually
know-
like them. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what doesn't make any sense? It's like somebody made this clone army. We don't know who. It's a surprise for
Yeah.
the Republic that somebody in Republic's name created billions of clones. But now
Sifo Dyas.
but now we are at war, so why not use them? Come on, if somebody made it behind your back, you don't know what they're made for. You don't know what was put into them.
They don't
You're
care.
just like, oh, we'll just use them. They're here, so why not? It makes no sense.
Because that
Well, you
that
know-
that crazy Qui-Gon Jinn theory, Sith Lord says that he is the one that kills Master Sifo Dyas and presents himself as Sifo Dyas and orders the
That's sick.
clones.
That's sick in some way.
I would love that
Yeah.
to be true, but just doesn't make any sense with the story they told. That's like a plot that they could explore, I guess, but nah, they just didn't do it. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like they wanted to show so much with Attack of the Clones, like so many storylines, and they ended up showing nothing to us at all. Like,
Do you know that in Attack of the Clones, those clones, the white armor,
yeah,
none of those clones on screen, except those where they interact with the Jedi, are real.
Yeah.
All of it is CGI.
yeah.
Like all of it. Yeah.
And they look like that, right? It's obviously.
Let's.
But I love. Let's end it with the final scene, like when they decide to use the clone army, and you have the big Sidious is standing on overseeing the army, and the imperial march starts, and it's like. One other thing that was interesting, because the whole Sidious thing is based on the rise of Hitler, right, and how he assumed power in Germany. So obviously, as a kid, when I was watching the old movies, I never actually got to the part where the Republic became the Empire. It was like always, the Empire is this big entity that attacked the Republic, and basically they were the enemy that overthrew the Republic. But no,
But it's a political procedure.
yeah,
and I like that.
in actuality, it was like, and that's what I like about the prequels, because you always, when you are watching it, you always know that the good guys are actually doing work for the bad guys, which is, it really kind of plays up the tragedy, and I think Star Wars is very much like there's a lot of tragedy in different characters. And like I said in the first podcast, Chris, I think Obi-Wan is the most tragic character of all Star Wars. He was like I said then, every decision that he made was the wrong decision, but he always did it for the right reasons. But everything he did, he failed. He failed in absolutely everything he did, and he's still a hero. And that's why because he tried to do good, even though he missed the mark every time, except training Luke. It was like his only good decision.
Yeah.
What's the train Luke?
We never touched on General Grievous.
Oh.
What do you guys think of him as a character?
Well, I liked him. I liked his design. I liked his whole posture and his backstory where he collected the lightsabers.
Yeah, because like in Clone Wars, like animated series, he's presented as this fucking terrible terror of a piece of shit that actually kills Jedis, and it shows like he's fighting 6 of them at once and just killing them.
There's a scene in the Clone Wars animated, the one from the 2002 or 2003, where he basically stomps the whole guy.
Yeah, exactly.
The guy comes out of the cave, and Grievous jumps on him. He squashed him like a bug.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I actually, it's never like he's never explained. It's obvious that at that point with episode 2, even with 1, but with episode 2, they started doing the whole like multimedia project. Like you had to read the comic books and you had to do this and that. And I don't like movies that say, okay, this is a guy, but if you want to know more about him, you will have to go look somewhere else.
Yeah,
I mean, explain to me who that guy is, because General Grievous in the movies, you don't understand who that guy is and why he's important. He appears in episode 3 without being mentioned in any of the previous ones. So it was like, who is this guy and why should I care, right? Yeah. And you never get the answer in the movie.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, should we just go on to episode number 3, Revenge of the Sith now, which is
my second favorite Star Wars.
My also. Yeah, could be maybe even favorite. I don't know. I don't know. It just feels the most important one of all for me personally.
Yeah.
How do you guys want to start this? I'm going to start it by saying that since opening sequence, I loved Hayden Christensen in this movie. That was fucking awesome for me. I don't know. It's kind of like split opinions on this, but I don't know. I just loved it.
He probably had like 5 acting coaches around him between 2002 and 2005, so it worked out for him. But
and like the coaches were saying, let me tell you of the tragedy of Jake Lloyd. Right? Let me tell you a story of the great tragedy.
Speaking about Jake Lloyd, my internet was a bit fucked up, so I couldn't say it. You know that in 2016 or 2017 he was caught driving under influence, and there's a mugshot of him from 2016 or 17, and then he was put in a mental institution, and there's no word about him for the last 3.5 years. Like nobody has ever seen him. He's probably like somewhere in a mental institution locked up, which is a really sad story.
Yeah. I didn't hear about it, but I saw that picture.
That guy. Jesus Christ.
That's a mugshot, right?
Yeah. Looks like a crackhead there. Yeah.
A minute of silence for Jake.
Jesus.
Poor guy.
Poor dude.
Poor dude.
Well, you win some, you lose some. Let's continue without Jake Lloyd. He's not in this movie anyway. Yeah, so opening scene is beheading pretty much of Count Dooku.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and what do you guys think?
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
No, Anakin. No, he was too dangerous to be kept alive.
Yeah, that was so Revenge of the Sith is one of those movies that I watch over and over again, and each time I watch it,
You find something new.
I don't find something new. I already know like pretty much most of the stuff, but every time I see it, I'm like, maybe he won't turn this time.
Okay.
You have this feeling like maybe it won't end bad as it did last time I saw the movie. Like I have the same thing like when I watch a movie 300. That movie is fucking terrible. That movie sucks, but it has something to it that I feel like maybe they won't die this time. I hope. Fingers crossed, but yeah, they die every time. So that's something magical. Some of the movies have, some don't, and Revenge of the Sith does it for me. So that's why I fucking love it.
But you have to mention the opening sequence, which is in all Star Wars movies you have the whole like what's it called, the crawl, and then usually the camera goes down or sometimes goes up, but then you see a ship passing or something like that. But this time it panned into the big battle in the on Coruscant, which was like
was a great
great. Yeah, it was great. I really loved it. In the cinema to see it, it was like great.
That's a good point.
And when you see this big battle, and then you like get closer and closer to the two Jedi starfighters, right, going Obi-Wan, and it's a good sequence. Really, it kind of was like, it might be that Lucas kind of got it on his third attempt.
Yeah. So in this movie, you have this whole kind of feel like a separation from Obi-Wan, from Anakin. They kind of go separate ways, like on their separate missions, I guess. And you always have this feeling like if they stay together, maybe shit won't go that bad like it did in the movie. Maybe, yeah. Because you have all this sequence in a opera where you actually have the George Lucas playing one of the characters in the opera house, and you have this one of the most important scenes, I guess, in Star Wars with chat with Anakin and Palpatine. So maybe we should chat about that scene before we go into others, because that one kind of sets it all up.
The one with Darth Plagueis.
Yeah, that's the scene. That's the scene. Fucking shit I don't like about the prequels. They have all these fucking epic moments mentioned in the movies, and you're like, I want to see a movie about that shit. I don't want to see fucking Obi-Wan fighting General Grievous or Jar Jar Binks becoming a fucking ambassador or whoever the fuck. I want to see Darth Sidious. I want to see all this shit, other shit that you guys are not showing me. Fuck you! That's so frustrating.
Yeah, but if you look at the old movies, I mean, the whole prequels came out of the kind of like stories that they just touched upon. I like the feeling of there's history there. I don't have to see it everything, right? It's like,
it's true.
It's not true. Things happen that we didn't see, right?
Yeah, that's the same thing with. I'm sorry for coming out of the prequel theme, but that's the same thing with the solo standalone movie. We did not have to see all the shit from Han Solo's history, you know.
We didn't have to see anything.
We didn't have to see Rogue One, right? We didn't. We didn't have to see how they got the plan.
Yeah, none of that.
We just know that many Botans died, and that's enough. Oh, but that's for the second.
That's the second.
The second.
Yeah.
I always thought when he said Botans, I always thought they were like some plant people or something.
Yeah,
like
they are like green looking something. No,
I don't know, but
or
I think
are they actually there are in Star Wars Battlefront there are Botan spies, and they look a bit weird. They look like Greedo but with lots of hair, you know.
Oh yeah.
something like
so
that.
so they're ugly, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah. I think that's.
And they didn't shoot first.
But I like how Lucas is like he can't be subtle even in the old ones. Like if you're called egg bar, you're obviously some fish, right?
Yeah.
General egg bar. It's a trap.
Egg bar. What's the name of that fucking guy?
That's Boss Nas.
Yeah, boss nut, right?
That shit. Oh my god, look at this fucker.
That is a button.
Yeah, but I don't think that's canon, right? It's like, or is it?
It
wasn't canon back then.
It is because the new games are canon. So
yeah.
So that look is canon.
Like many buttons, buttons, they're only spies. They're very, very sneaky people.
They are spies because they their legs look like those like fawn and those stuff.
Oh, so like they can go really quietly, right?
Yeah, I guess. Jesus.
Wait, we didn't mention like Revenge of the Sith has the callback scene from a bar with Obi-Wan, right? That's the white in.
No, it's in Attack of the Clones when he says, "Go home and change your life."
With the dead sticks.
Yeah.
That's in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, Attack of the Clones. Okay. Yeah.
Imagine calling a drug a dead stick, right? Like you go a cigarette, like want some dead sticks?
I actually like
sure.
that. I like that. Death sticks, sure.
Death sticks.
I'll take 10.
What do you guys think about Mace Windu? Because we didn't mention that motherfucker.
He's out of place for me. It's like what Shaft is now a Jedi or something like that.
Are you a racist or what?
No, not because of his race. Not because of his race, just because it's like putting Arnold Schwarzenegger in a movie, right?
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson is so distinctly Samuel L. Jackson.
Motherfucking planet.
Yeah. But you know what I like about him? Like, I loved Samuel L. Jackson in Star Wars, and I didn't like John Boyega in Star Wars.
Oh my god.
Because Mace Windu didn't feel like a black dude from Bronx in a Star Wars movie.
Yep.
And John Boyega was just your
your average black dude from Bronx.
I want to say something. Just your average N-word from the hood.
Yeah.
You know?
But you know that in this documentary I saw like
fuck John Boyega. Fuck that guy.
In this documentary I saw like a couple of days ago. Actually, George Lucas wanted Tupac Shakur to play Mace Windu.
Damn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look at this. So people are saying like people don't like John Boyega because they're racist. Like they don't want to have a black main character or like Samuel L. Jackson. No, that's not true. We had Lando. Lando is black. I didn't mind that. He really fit the role, right? John Boyega is just, he was acting badly.
The race doesn't matter if you're a bad actor and you have a bad script.
Johnny Boy sucks.
No, it was really
fuck that guy.
Awful.
Fuck John Boyega.
Even and fuck Daisy Ridley, but not in a literal sense.
In a literal sense.
Maybe somebody.
Why not? Come on.
Of course. I'm naming my right hand Ray.
I'm taken.
Ray who? Ray Mysterio.
You want to do
Ray Kenobi.
Chris?
But not Palpatine.
But Palpatine can really whisper. Like he would whisper all kinds of shit to you.
Do it.
Oh yeah.
Anakin, do it.
That's fucked up, dude. That's fucked up. Okay, Revenge of the Sith. Where are we?
we finished talking about the opera scene
So pretty much what I like about the prequels takes the mantle of the best lightsaber duels in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Hands down.
But what I wanted to say about before the lightsabers, I really, really, really like Order 66.
Yes.
It's short, but it's an emotional scene.
Yep.
And I really like it.
Yep, I like it too.
Execute Order
66.
But you see, even the Order 66 is so cheesy, right? It's like, it has to be 66 because, it's the sign of the devil, right?
Imagine like George Lucas in a huge room with all the producers and screenwriters. We're gonna do an order. It's called 66.
Yeah, but imagine if Sidious said like, execute Order 1024.
Yeah, it doesn't work. I would just wanted to ask you guys, what would you guys name the order if you were thinking about the name?
No idea.
Because 66 is actually good.
Yeah.
Execute Order 666.
Execute Order 2.
Yeah. I really
work.
want to I really want to be the 66 guy in McDonald's to have like a paper with the Order 66.
Order 66.
Yeah, but I'll put this out there.
That's gonna be a
like
bucket
Order
list.
66, but where's the other orders? I mean, is there an Order 2 and 3, or is it just 66? But then I remembered, because I really like Formula One, right? And then when Benetton was in '94, they were like cheating using some like stuff that was helping their car. You could access it by like scrolling on the menu of the steering wheel, and then you had like option 1, 2, 3, and then you had to scroll through nothing, and then you would get to option 5, right? It was like option 5.
Like a hidden track on a CD or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Cool.
But it's like you don't have like 3 or 4. You just get 1, 2, and 5.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that's like he said, oh, we can call it Order 1, right? We'll just call it 6.
Yeah, and speaking about Order 66, actually, there's back in 2005, there was this Star Wars Battlefront, the video game, and you play through the game's campaign in the shoes of a clone trooper who's going through the Order 66. Actually, you get to kill the Jedi in the temple, and you get to kill I think it was Ayla Secura, the Twi'lek.
Yeah.
So,
aren't they just all sex workers? Or
yeah, she's the only Jedi out there.
I mean, in Star Wars, your race determines what you are. If you're a bot, then you're a spy. Come on, man. If you're a Twi'lek, you're just a sex worker.
A dancer.
Yeah, call it a dancer if you want.
I'll be polite.
I think she wasn't just dancing in that palace,
Yeah.
Sucking Jabba's fat old dick.
His tail.
Think about Leia.
His
about
tail
Leia,
is his.
goddammit.
Oh
No,
my
but
god.
it's really, if you think about it, for a movie that was with Ewoks and really made for kids, the whole bondage stuff is really like, Jabba was really like doing the slave thing. It was really sexual, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
different
a bit
times.
sexy.
Different times. Definitely
But she
different
gets
times.
to kill him, right? She takes her power back.
Yeah. I mean, dude, that's only like 7 years after the Manson killings.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
8.
Return of the Jedi was 83, right? No?
Okay, then 12 years,
then
13
82,
years.
right?
12
Yeah.
years, yeah.
Still, bro. Different times.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, what I don't like about the Revenge of the Sith was the Padme's death. Like, she has to die.
She died from sadness.
Yeah, she's too sad to live.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, dude? I'm just ignoring that one. That's
Yeah, and then you have Leia remembering her mother,
face.
but it's like no, she died at birth, right? It was one of the Lucas.
Yeah,
retcons
yeah,
it
exactly.
made.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't.
But
How do you
then
forget?
Yeah,
yeah, and then
You
they
wrote
said
that
like,
line.
oh no, she remembered actually her stepmother, which was like the wife of
Yeah.
the
Sure.
Senator Organa. Right?
yeah, that guy is cool.
Yeah, but I will give you like the biggest problem I have with episode 3, and it starts with Order 66, which I like, and that's all good. But Anakin's turn is too sudden for me. Like it's like going from I'm trying to do good to I'm gonna kill a bunch of kids.
In a second.
Yeah, it's a bit too sudden. That's one thing. So it's unrealistic. I thought that it would be more like he would be more Thor, and it would like be something like spectacular. But it just was like, okay, I'll join you, and that was one.
Yeah,
thing.
but I didn't feel like he wants to join them. I just felt like he wants to save Padme. That's what I like about the turn. He didn't give a fuck about the Siths. I feel like he was thinking about joining them only when she died, when he became Darth
Yeah.
Vader. Before, he just didn't give a fuck. He just wanted to save her. Even if he needs to kill everyone and die himself, he just wants to save her from the childbirth, death, or whatever the fuck. So I kind of like that. I kind of liked it. Because it actually felt like on the scene when he's on the Mustafar, when he's actually like crying, he's torn apart there. He feels torn apart by what he done, but he would do it over and over and over again every time for her. So
I mean, I get the argument. For me, it's a tad like unrealistic. The quickness of just doing it. But okay, let's like forget about that. I mean, if you even take into account that after he kills the kids, Padme would not really love him. I mean, he should know that because he has been with her for some time. He knows that she would not support killing
but
kids.
he doesn't give a fuck about her love. He just wants to save her.
Okay, that makes sense. It's even poetic in a way, but
Yeah.
But that's one thing. The other thing is Lucas trying to like say and show us everything that connects to the old movies. It's like we're too stupid to kind of just assume that Yoda is going to go into exile because the Jedi are being killed. He has to say, "Oh, I have to go into exile." I mean,
Yeah.
like why call it exile? It's like just say I'm gonna have to hide somewhere or something. But I'm gonna have to go into exile because we all know that he was in exile. And then you have like you have
Speaking about Yoda in Revenge of the Sith, do you like Sidious and Yoda's duel?
No.
Oh, I like it just because Sidious said, "I have been waiting for this for a very long time, my little green red."
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't like it because it was compared. It was going on simultaneously with the Obi-Wan and Anakin's duel, and those guys killed her. It's like watching two wrestling matches at the same time, and in one ring you have Ricky Steamboat versus Ric Flair, and the other one you have Sheamus against Big E.
Yeah.
That was kind of for me, but I like the opening scene when he uses force to slam those two guards. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. But yeah,
but
duel, it's okay. Just the placement in it, I don't know. It's okay.
Kinda
I don't want
ruins
to.
it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's okay.
I wanted just to say that like about the things that were just crammed in there. It's like we have to see the Death Star being built. Well, they're building it for 30 years. It's so stupid. Come on. Like we don't have to see it being built. We can just assume that it was built like 20 years from then, right, or something.
Yeah, sure.
It's just stupid to show it. And
it's still being constructed 22 years later.
Yeah, it's
One.
like
Yeah.
like it's a really big undertaking. Like it takes a long time. Then you have like Chewbacca appearing, like he knows Yoda. Why? Why can't Chewbacca be just some Wookiee that Han met somewhere? Why does he have to be connected? You have to show him. Just because you can say, oh, we put Chewbacca in the movie.
Yeah, that's a good
I
point.
mean, he's Yoda's friend, and then later he just doesn't speak about it. Han doesn't believe in the Force, but Chewbacca was friends with Yoda. It's stupid.
Yep.
He just decided not to speak about that.
Yeah. What I want to ask you guys something. I don't remember now. What do you think about like when Yoda says to Obi-Wan that he's gonna learn how to communicate with his old master Qui-Gon, that learned like this Force Ghost skill, but but there's no
man.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
That's the main reason why I'm looking forward towards the Kenobi movie, the Kenobi TV series.
Yeah, because there should be Qui-Gon in it, and there should be Darth Maul in it, for sure.
Yeah. You know, that's one of the things that I didn't like, because why does he have to be the one that learned that trick? Why can't it just be like we assume, something that the Jedi know how to do because they're one with the Force? Right? Why do they have to like say in the movie, oh, he had to learn this new skill, and I will try to communicate, and this is why Luke will be like seeing the ghost.
Yeah, because
why just not have that as a Jedi skill?
I really didn't like that, because when you go back to the Phantom Menace, before Qui-Gon Jinn died, he didn't wait for Obi-Wan to rejoin him. He was ready to die against Darth Maul, and he was ready to go, but not because he wanted to learn Force Ghost. He was just happy with exploring and finding Anakin, and he's sure he's the one that brings the balance to the Force, and he is ready to go. But yeah.
Well, now thinking about it, it actually maybe does. Maybe I'm in the wrong here, because Obi-Wan says to Vader in A New Hope, "If you strike me down, I will become more powerful than you can ever imagine," which would imply that Darth Vader didn't know about this possibility. So yeah, it does make sense that it was something that they discovered later or something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because Vader was surprised, like he was like, "Where did Obi-Wan disappear?" Right?
That's a good point. Yep. Cool.
And that's one of the like the lines with Vader and Obi-Wan in A New Hope were some of the best lines in all of Star Wars. Like everything that they speak between each other is so great.
Yeah. Yeah. It feels like the whole prequels are built around that exchange.
Yeah.
Like they just took they just took that part of dialogue from that part of the movie and build the story around it. Like
and when Obi-Wan talks to Luke at the beginning and says about the dark time, or like before the dark times, before the Empire, and so on. So those were like the two exchanges that actually built the whole prequel story.
So what I wanted to say about prequels, we all have different perceptions about the prequels, because when they were coming out, I was a kid, like a small kid, and I was really sucked into this whole merchandise machine that the prequels were.
Yeah.
And I think that you couldn't look away without seeing something that was actually like Star Wars, with Star Wars written on it. So
really,
I think
I don't have that kind of a memory.
It was huge,
but not at the aspect there is right now with the Disney. Now everything is Star Wars. Every kid has Star Wars T-shirt on.
Because it's Disney, right?
Yeah,
because it's Disney. Like back when I was a kid, it was Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, and Star Wars prequels.
Yeah,
it's like everywhere. And the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man was huge.
Yeah. Another thing I wanted to point out is the Revenge of the Sith has, for me personally, the best soundtrack, I guess. Music in that one is, I mean, especially the last half an hour of the movie was such epic one.
Battle of Heroes.
Yeah, that one, the music in the last duel, Obi-Wan and Anakin.
And I really like the Anakin and Padme theme, Across the Stars.
Yeah.
That's
but
great.
I gotta say, if I have to choose like the best Star Wars, like the best movie with the best music, I would say Empire Strikes Back, because basically anything, like every theme in that like the Imperial March was born in that movie.
Yeah,
But
that's legendary.
But I really with like now I think the Phantom Menace is beautifully scored. I really like the music in a Phantom Menace. It's and the Duel of
Also,
Fates
I agree. I agree with that
Speaking
also.
about the production of those movies, about the timing, the graphics, the score, and everything, it's perfect.
Yeah,
I think it's
except the
perfect.
background, like the cartoonish background. It's awful. When he goes to Tatooine to save his mother, and then you have the like he's riding across the CGI desert. Oh man, that's awful. It looks like a cartoon.
Yep.
What
And they had to cram in the Javas there and the Sandcrawler.
Yeah.
But what you need to give them credit in prequels is they pushed Jar Jar Binks in our face, episode 1, and he basically disappears by the 3rd episode because he fucking sucks. Yeah, they're actually listening to the fans, and that's something Disney didn't do. Because I don't know, they kind of did with fucking Rose and I don't know who else, but I would just shoot Finn out of there, like, dude, get the fuck out. Like, please die.
None of the main characters in the Disney movies are any good. They're completely there's no point to them. But we'll talk about that. It's awful. Like,
Disney wasn't ready. That's the whole point.
Disney. No, it's not that they weren't ready. It's that J.J. Abrams, as much as he likes to think of himself as a fan, and I guess he is, right? Who are we to say he's not? But they didn't really get Star Wars. They just didn't get what... I mean, they were always saying that Star Wars is like an Arthurian legend, like that the lightsaber is Excalibur, which it's not. It wasn't inspired by that. It's a completely different sentiment to that. It's not a medieval... it's a Western with like samurai films, and that's what Star Wars is. And then they have the whole thing like that's why Kylo Ren has the hilt of the lightsaber, because they thought, he will have the knight's sword. It's just awful. It hurts me.
Don't even
inside.
bother. Don't even bother.
It hurts me. It's hard.
So let's touch on this one for a second here with Lovro, because Return of the Jedi, right?
Yeah.
Last scene, one of the last scenes actually, you have Anakin's Force Ghost returning, and they made the change from Darth Vader's actor to Hayden's actor in the new. So, do you like this or not? Because me and Jadran were talking about it and have different opinions on it actually.
I don't really have this like a based opinion on it, but I think it's a bit disrespectful towards the guy who played Darth Vader.
I would agree with that, but
I think it's unnecessary.
Unnecessary is the word. Like all of the changes are unnecessary, but because it's Lucas's movie and it's his story, and if he wants to change it, he can change it.
I feel like that was powerful. I didn't understand why did that fucking actor return with his hair and not being burned and shit, because he never looked like that ever. It makes more sense to me that he returns as the last time he was human. Like the happiest memory of himself than like something he never was actually. Because he was never that guy that showed up.
Imagine seeing little Jake Lloyd there.
Yeah, that would be fucked up. That would be fucked up.
Why did Obi-Wan appear like he did when he died?
Because he was happy with it.
Form?
Because that's his
why not?
last time he was connected with the Force.
I get that one.
You could say that he chose the form that like Luke would know him by, or something like that. But but then Yoda, why would he appear the same way to Yoda? Because Yoda didn't know him when he was older. But
Darth Vader never looked like that. Anakin never looked like that. That doesn't make sense. He should be burned the fucking hell. I would support that one. If he's like burned bald and shit like that, I would be okay with it. But you can be Mr. Sling Dick, Mr. Steal Your Girl version of yourself. Just go back to the old ones.
Yeah, and you got it like in the like when people were watching Return of the Jedi for the first time, and then that guy appears. You're like, who's that guy? I never saw him before.
Yeah, that's a good point. But imagine this shit: like when you die, someone says you should learn the skill of Force Ghost because when you die, Jadran, you can just grow your hair back.
I knew you would say that.
Like,
man, I wouldn't do it.
You can do whatever you want.
Good.
Oh, really? I can have my hair back? Okay, please kill me, someone. Vader, strike me down. I'll become hairy. Shit,
no, and
man.
Then, and I will become more powerful than you could ever imagine. And then, like, I'm in the L'Oreal commercial. Like,
yeah. It's not me, it's
so
my Shama.
Look at my hair, man. It's
Head
like
and shoulders. Yeah. Jadran with this amazing mane around him, like.
The main man.
Mane. The Adrian Mane. Yeah, that's fucked up. Like
80s wrestling hair.
I mean, imagine Lovro learns how to use Force Ghost and becomes bald. Like
Shit, son.
Well, he can do it without the Force Ghost. It's easier.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe I can bust my head doing a flip drunk, so I can have my head shaved. Yeah.
Fuck off, dude. Yeah, I still don't have any hair here. Fuck. Fucking scars. Ah, shit. I don't care. It grows back.
Does Jadran know that story?
I don't know if you know the story, man.
Which one?
Well,
last time I had long hair.
Yeah, I was in Zadar training.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah, I was there.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I was there.
Oh,
It was in July 2000, I don't know, 14, 15, something like that.
Yeah, 15.
And I was training with him, and one day, and he had like hair longer than me, like this somewhere.
Yeah. Yep.
And I returned one day and I saw this bald, typical Zadar guy who will beat you up for 20 kuna.
No,
typical Zadar guy.
This is the thing.
What's that?
This is
sitting in Chris's place.
Oh, so this is the story, right? I was getting off the hook with the partying back then. Like I would get way too drunk for my comfort. Like, and yeah, I actually planned on shaving my head because I remember I would dye my hair blue and red and green and shit like that. Back then it was blue and black. So I was in a club, Svarog Bar, as always, represent.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was bored and I was drunk and I wanted to do something fun because everyone is so dull outside. Like, oh no, none of these fuckers are doing anything. Because week before I would be with my breakdancing buddies, Don't Kick and the crew, and we would do actually striptease in the club, or we would flip around or do all this crazy shit. But that day, everything was so boring and I wanted to do something. So I was like, dude, play me a song and I'll do a backflip here. But the place was jammed, packed inside Svarog Bar. And it's not a very big place. So I did one backflip. It wasn't the best one. And my ego got hurt. Like, I didn't do a good backflip. I need to redo. And I wanted to go for another one. And going up, there was a guy passing by. And he was actually a security guard. With his mojito being empty, he wanted to refill his mojito in the bar. And I jumped up, hit him, fell down on my head, split my head open, and yeah, they threw me out, all bloodied up, like I was covered in blood. And yeah, I get to the ambulance even at 4 a.m, and I get some stitches right here. So I was in the ambulance, and they said like, so what happened? I'm like, I'm a dancer. I had this we had this shit, and yeah, shit happened. Okay, and I told them, just please don't cut my hair too much. Okay. Yeah, so they stitched me up. I go back home and they shaved my head like this. Like, good chunk of my hair was gone. But this was the problem. I had the match in Amsterdam 10 days after that. And I was bald right here. So 10 days later, I took stitches off, go get to the fucking hairdresser, and I ordered some Sean Paul braids. If you remember that one, I need to find a picture. So I had the braids for the match in Amsterdam. When I get home back, I just shaved it all, and yeah, that's how it ended. It was a really stressful time for me. Yeah,
and it's a good thing.
Yeah, that's me, bald me. Where the fuck did you find that photo, man? Hide that shit.
It looks like a mugshot, right? Like that's a crackhead.
Come on, dude. It looks like you.
Come on, man.
Wait, where's my braids? Okay, yeah, this is it. This is the shit.
Yeah. That was
Shut up, Paul. Shut up, Paul.
Kind of okay.
Yeah, but that shit was terrible to wrestle with that. I couldn't sleep with that shit on.
This look,
Yeah, that's my Lovro Belošević look.
Yeah, that I look like a AliExpress version of you.
Oh my, yeah. Good old times. Good old times. So, when is the last time you guys got hammered?
Like legit hammered.
Sure. Like doing backflips in a club and splitting your head open.
In that small period of time when our cases of COVID were zero for like a few weeks, I got the chance to like go properly to a club, and it was yeah.
I think it was 2 months ago.
2 months ago, yeah. You guys are good.
And I actually forgot that the next morning I have to work something around the house, like something. I don't know,
that's the worst.
Like carrying piles of wood or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was doing it with my shades on, and like,
you're playing it cool.
It's off.
Yeah. We need to be smart about it. I don't remember last time I got wasted. This shit doesn't count, guys. This shit doesn't count. It's just one glass. Just because my alcohol tolerance is like 14-year-old girl doesn't count. I mean, like legit drunk. I didn't, like, couple of years ago. Maybe that was the last time, actually. Or was it? I don't know. I don't do it anymore.
Yeah, but the last time we did the podcast, I think you didn't drink at all, right?
Yeah, because I was on Monster Energy drinks, and right now I'm like entrepreneur, and I wanna learn more about the whiskeys and Jack Daniels.
Finer stuff.
Yes. Nice. So I'm actually learning about Jack Daniels. I tried it. This was the normal one. This shit is easy now. I tried that one with rye. That's pšenica, I guess. That shit.
Right. Oh yeah.
Žito, yeah, pšenica, sure.
That's actually terrible. It's like drinking a beer with just too bitter. Just terrible one. I like the Jack Daniels honey.
That sounds okay for me.
You should try. And now it's actually Christmas time, and I want to buy this one, Jack Daniels Fire with cinnamon.
Oh.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Whiskey is my favorite, like, hard drink. If I'm gonna like drink a stiff drink, right, then it would be whiskey.
Sure. And you had like a gentleman's Jack in the back somewhere.
Yeah. I had it. On display.
And a single barrel I saw somewhere, or not at your place.
I think not. No.
So,
okay.
speaking about whiskeys and Star Wars.
Sure.
So, yeah. So,
How do you like Luke drinking milk out of an alien fish?
I wanted to ask you about like how many Star Wars fans do you know like around you, and what's their opinion on prequels?
Well, I I don't really have a lot of people who are big Star Wars fans who are around me. I do know some people that like it and so on, and I know some like hardcore fans, but not really around me like that we meet daily.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, actually, even wrestling fans, I like my first kind of connection with people who actually know about wrestling and like wrestling was through Chris, right? Before it was like I liked it and I didn't have anybody to talk to about it.
Pretty much. Yeah, I remember going to Force Awakens premiere and just standing in line with whole bunch of virgins, and I was ashamed to be a part of that crew. Like, who the fuck are these people? Like,
That was my life during the weekends before COVID hit, you know, with the cosplay stuff.
yeah.
The amount of weirdness I saw, you know, like you're there dressed in an orange Rebel pilot jumpsuit and you're still the most normal guy out there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and you gotta know that if there's a Twi'lek there, you know what to do, right?
yeah, sure. No problem. Yeah.
I mean, my brain kind of works the way like if something is mainstream, I don't want to be part of it. Like if everyone is telling me to watch something, I'm not gonna watch it, and that's the reason
same
why.
with the Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, I didn't like
Yeah,
that.
I'm not gonna watch that anywhere. Like, just don't force me to watch some dragons and shit. I don't want to watch that. But yeah, that's the reason why I actually liked Star Wars back in the day, because no one was watching Star Wars. And to answer your question, I know no one that likes Star Wars actually. So that was my kind of thing. Like, it was mine. Once Disney took over, more people were into Star Wars, and I'm like, okay, I'm not into Star Wars anymore. Like when Slipknot puts his first album, Slipknot, out, I'm into Slipknot. Then they do Iowa album, everyone is into Slipknot, and I'm out. Like, that's how I work actually. And,
yeah, but at the time when I started watching Star Wars, it was like before the special editions came to the cinemas. So it was at that point actually almost nobody was like, my uncle introduced me to Star Wars, and that was it. And then when the prequels came, there was a bit of an explosion. Then like you said, toys were everywhere and so on. So then it became more mainstream, and my classmates started liking Star Wars. And before, I was like the only guy who I would tell them about Star Wars. And
I actually saw a post on I think it's a whole subreddit with people showing off their vintage Star Wars stuff.
Mm.
Yeah.
And one guy, like I don't know, he does the urban exploring, you know, he trespasses into some abandoned buildings, locations and stuff, and he broke into an abandoned mall, and he found like a Pepsi machine with a huge Sebulba on it.
What?
Yeah.
It's craziness.
So yeah, I think that in terms of merchandise, like Star Wars was everywhere during the prequels, especially in the USA.
Yeah, but I feel I feel like during the prequel days, there was like this Star Wars fever going on. But once the 2007 came about, 2010, people kind of forget about it. Like it went silent, radio silent on it, and then I feel like it, because in between the movies, of course, merchandise, everything, everyone's a fan. But around 2010, no one was talking about Star Wars.
I actually, I really wanted myself some Star Wars toys as a kid, you know.
Yeah.
But everywhere in Zagreb, all like those toys would sell out in a minute, and and I remember like every toy I remember finding like left on the shelf. the
Jar Jar
other
Binks.
Wookiee, the other Wookiee,
Oh,
like
yeah.
like Chewbacca's friend, and that bald lady that stands right to Palpatine.
Yeah.
The bald lady with the huge.
You
fuck
imagine
is
how,
this? Shadow one dead?
you imagine how successful a franchise is when you make toys of the people who are just stand-ins, right?
Yeah.
They just appear in one scene and you got a toy of them. Yeah, but
Sorry,
I
guys, I
think-
have a call. Just continue speaking, please.
sure,
I'm actually
sure.
at work right now, so shh. Just
Damn.
joking. Hey,
So yeah, about Star
How
Wars.
can we speak when when he's talking?
So, do you have like Star Wars?
We can talk, man.
Sure.
So unprofessional, man. So unprofessional.
Yeah.
Yes,
We're professionals here, man. Stop it.
Wait.
I'm professional both sides, bro. Gotta make some money.
You're a professional out the ass, man.
Yeah, we're gonna soon wrap it up because I have some sushi dinner coming up.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the third time I'm getting chance sushi, and first 2 times I just can't deal with this shit. I can't fuck with it, and yeah, this is the last time I'm gonna give it a chance. If I don't like it, I'm gonna declare everyone who likes it fucking crazy motherfuckers.
Hey, I got a question for Lovro because he's in the cosplay, like into cosplay and everything. So, are there a lot of Slave Leia like cosplayers out there? And not male ones.
I've never seen one personally, so yeah.
Yeah,
But
young,
there
young crew.
there are a lot of them on a let's say on an international level.
Yeah, because you have to pull it off. It's not easy.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like,
Definitely.
is there many Rey cosplays?
I've seen a lot of them.
Hmm.
Yes, as in Croatia, there's like
Of course.
40 cosplayers on a convention, and there are like 3 or 4 Rey.
And none Princess Leia's. Yeah, that's a mistake we have in society right now.
Yeah.
They
We
don't
need-
have the old Princess Leia
Yeah.
with the like the unmoving face, right? The old Leia is like. Her face doesn't move at all, man.
Wait,
It's from the Botox and the drugs.
Yeah.
let's play a
But,
game real quick.
yeah.
Let's play a game. So, looking at original cast, you have Harrison Ford, Hamill, and Carrie Fisher, right? You have Harrison Ford becoming one of the coolest guys in history of universe.
Yeah.
You have a guy in Hamill that works a lot
Joker.
as behind the camera, like not in front of the live
Joker,
camera,
yeah.
animated shit, like Joker, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Voice actor, right? And you have Carrie Fisher that is just doing all the drugs ever, and actually, rest in peace, dies of overdose. So, we have.
Was it an overdose?
Of course,
No,
it had to do something related
was,
to drugs.
She was taking some pills or whatever that was kind of like a substitution for all the drugs she took all over the years, something like that. So,
Methadone. or-
Drug related. Okay. So you have today's cast of John Boyega, Daisy Ridley,
Daisy
and the third guy,
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac. Yeah. Let's decide who is gonna be the one that becomes the greatest, the coolest in the
Oscar.
universe. Who is the one that's gonna die of overdose? Who's gonna be the one that does animated shit?
Can I start?
Sure.
So
What's your pick?
I think that Oscar Isaac is already like 2 steps above the other ones.
Yeah, of course, but they're
I-
not too big of a steps in the first place.
Yeah.
And you don't see it in the movie, actually. Like, they tell you he's cool. Like, he's the coolest guy in the galaxy, but you don't see it.
Yeah, and you're like,
And,
he kind of feels gay, but okay.
And I don't know. Daisy Ridley should probably like just fade away for some reason, and I actually like her as a person. I've seen the interviews and stuff, and I like her as a person, but I don't admire her work. And speaking about John Boyega, if he returns to the hood, we all know what he's gonna do.
Come on, you can't say that, man.
Yeah, that's politically incorrect.
He's from London. There's no hood there, man.
That's what you think.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, I agree with that. Actually, I don't mind the Daisy Ridley. I mean, it's not her fault that everything was shit. Like.
Yeah. But she was defending that shit. I saw some interviews. And,
of course, I would defend it also for that money.
Yeah, sure, but it was so like, some of her arguments were so fake. It showed she.
Of course, I would do the same. Yeah. I would do the fakest arguments ever if I was her.
If somebody gave you a few maybe $1 million.
Yeah, they give me money and I do the fake shit like I did with my Instagram video last night.
Yeah,
and like you do in your professional career.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like speaking about the actors, like generally from Star Wars, and what do you think about those prequel actors that like appeared only once? Some like Ray Park or Jango Fett guy, Temuera Morrison, or what do you think about them? I think that all of them did actually a great performance, all of them.
Yes, Ray Park.
Well, Ray Park was a stunt person, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to act. He just has to do the cool shit.
He just brought
was maybe 20 or something.
Yeah, he did something for Star Wars like. Oh shit! This shit is legit. Like when you see that guy.
Cool.
Yeah. Django kind of looks like some Croatian actor. Like his face is like Braja from the hood.
Yeah. There's a movie, a New Zealand movie where he plays like an abusive husband or something, and there's
that's exactly how he looks like, a wife beater. Yeah.
and there's the scene where like his wife, like he and his friend are getting drunk there or something like that, and they get hungry, and she's like mad because they're getting drunk and doesn't want to do. He slaps her around and says, "Cook the man some fucking eggs, bitch."
Do you know the little guy that played Boba Fett?
Yeah.
His name is Daniel Logan, and the guy basically makes a living out of walking around on conventions dressed like a legit Boba Fett and signing people's stuff.
Well, I would do that if I was in Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's like Vincent from like wrestling, like Vincent or Virgil.
Yeah, but it's Virgil. It's Virgil.
Yeah. So he was. I was calling Vincent because in WCW he was Vincent in the NWO. So he's always like he made a career out of just signing stuff because nobody wants to hire him. Yeah. There's like the sad Vincent meme or sad Virgil.
I think it's the whole blog. The whole blog is called Where is Virgil or something like that. Sad Virgil.
Yeah, he's sitting alone at his booth, right, waiting for people to come.
Yep. Should we guys wrap this up, or you guys have something else to add?
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we are getting close to 2-hour mark here.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Just perfect. Like a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, exactly.
It rhymes just like poetry.
So, sometime, I don't know when, we need to finish this sequence out and rant about the Disney trilogy. Do you guys have some preferred date you want to do this or not?
We can arrange it.
In the next 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, and we have to like break out the stiff drinks for that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was thinking doing this for like holiday season with Christmas hats and lots of drinks and woohoo! You know, maybe because I plan on doing the live convos here in my studio soon with people. So maybe live, we don't know.
Oh, that would be cool.
Because you guys always plan on dropping by Christmas
Yeah.
time, Easter time.
I can bring you some like Star Wars props and shit in your
That would be perfect. Yeah,
We
should.
can we can do it with rebel helmets on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a I have a blaster for each of us. So
Oh.
That's good. Well, I would love to see it. I never saw a exact replica of a blaster, so that would be cool.
well, it's not an exact replica. It's my recreation, but yeah, okay. It's a replica.
I'm
And
sure it looks.
We're gonna do this shit what that solo actor tried to replicate Harrison Ford
Yeah.
Oh, that's
shooting.
awful.
That was so terrible. Every time he
Lawrence
shoots, he
doing it
goes
better.
like Harrison Ford did it like once maybe, and they captured it on a picture.
Yeah.
And this guy goes every shoot like
Yeah.
like what
Yeah,
the
that's
fuck
when
are you doing,
when
bro?
You just don't
That's
get
cheap.
it. You just don't get it. That's the thing with Disney, like Star Wars. They just didn't get it, and they were like taking everything that was like
Forcing
iconic,
everything.
and everything had to be like that, right?
Yo, I have nothing against the guy who played Solo, but fuck that guy.
Yeah, but nobody can like play Harrison.
Of course, you can't do that shit because, no, doesn't make any sense.
I mean, they were saying about recasting Indiana Jones. It's impossible. Just
No.
leave it.
That's not
Because
fucking James Bond. Just can't do that shit. Nope,
Yeah, it can't be done.
it
It's a
can't be
different
done.
character then.
It
So
can't be
much
done.
Harrison Ford. Yeah,
That's why I'm just rejecting Solo movie. Like, yeah, I just can't. Like, you look way too different, bro. You're too short. You're like
To be honest-
older than Harrison was in the first movie. Like,
To be honest, I liked Solo's visuals. I liked the story, and
it
I
was a
liked
good
everything.
movie, but
Yeah,
I can't. It was a good movie. Like, but shit.
It was a good action movie if you don't connect it with the Star Wars.
Yeah,
series.
Exactly.
That's exactly that.
Yeah,
that's
exactly that.
Like I can say like, oh, this is a fun sci-fi movie, but if
Yeah.
you think that's Han Solo, then it's like, oh no.
No.
That's not it.
Okay.
Actually, like my friend who doesn't really like Star Wars, he really liked Solo, but he doesn't like anything except, I don't know, Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. I'm just. It hurts me a bit that there are a whole bunch of people in the future that will know Star Wars only through Disney movies, and they will think that's Star Wars.
Fuck them. If they don't do their homework, fuck them. Because me and Laura wouldn't know about the originals. Because
Yeah.
we were born into prequels.
Without
So-
prequels, right?
Yeah, just do your fucking homework. It's like hearing Metallica's new song and you go back to the history, listen to Master of Puppets, Ride the Lightning, and shit like that. You're not just gonna stick with a new album. Like,
Yeah.
if you think
But-
like that, just fuck off.
But if you hear AC/DC newest albums, you will know like
You don't. Yeah, you don't have to. You
the
don't
whole
have to.
discography in
Yeah.
the last 50 years.
Or
That's
Iron
it.
Maiden. Like
Yeah.
Iron Maiden has made the same record like 17 times.
Yeah, the most overrated shit ever.
I second
I
that.
think I
agree.
can buy AC/DC because it's just
can't.
like it's cool rock and roll. I like it.
can't.
Yeah, I know I like AC/DC, but Iron Maiden I like them, but I can really get
Yeah.
bored with.
You know what? I feel like AC/DC is the same shit as Iron Maiden and Linkin Park. I picture that as girls metal music and rock music. Like, for example, there's a chick. She likes some dude with Iron Maiden or Black Sabbath t-shirt or
Yeah.
Pantera t-shirt and she wants to fuck him. But she's guessing like, maybe I should be listening to that kind of music, so he's gonna fuck me. Okay, I'm gonna start listening to AC/DC, Iron Maiden, and Linkin Park is your starter pack if you're a chick who wants to fuck a rocker guy. That's it.
And that's sad.
Yeah, that's chicks music. Yeah.
So much stereotypes about women, Chris.
Yeah.
I can't listen to this. It's awful. It's awful.
No, it's not about women. It's about women who wants to fuck a rocker guy, who thinks her boobs are not enough. There's no stereotyping there. Just
man, that woman's just plain stupid, boy.
yeah, that's a specific woman. I didn't stereotype anything.
That's maybe his
no,
personal. That's his personal experience. So.
Yeah. I was joking, Chris. You're like an open guy. You're not,
Yeah, sure.
There's no hate in you, man.
No way. Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn to the dark side. Okay, let's wrap this one up. So, guys, anything else you want to say for the fans, or yeah, I need to jump in some jeans and go try some fucking sushi right now.
Do it.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna see when we're gonna do the last part of this segment. So this one's gonna be called "Do We Like Prequels?"
Do we like?
Let's answer that question for the last part of the podcast. Do we like prequels, Jadran?
Yes.
Okay, you're not Jadran, but yeah, go.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I love him even more after I saw The Force Awakens. I thought, man, the prequels were good.
Exactly. Yes, and yes. Three yeses
and
for the prequels.
We should call the last, like when we talk about the sequels, we should call it our Star Wars sequels the best movies ever, and our answer will be no.
Like.
Oh, you want some clickbaits, huh?
Yeah.
And it's like at the beginning we're like, no, they're not, and then we just.
Yeah.
And for the next 1 hour we talk about whiskey and.
Exactly.
And you know, when you put a question mark after any title, you can write whatever shit you want. You can say George Clooney fucked Jennifer Lopez? Question mark.
No, he didn't. And then we'll continue with our. Yeah, that's how YouTube works these days. Fucking YouTube. Well,
fuck everyone.
Did you see my Instagram maybe? Because this is the problem with today's society. I had a bet with Marco from Mantra about Khabib and Gaethje match, and he said if Khabib wins, I need to make like a bodybuilding influencer a video for Instagram, right? So I did this parody, shameful, total cringe fest. Lovro said Giga Chad.
Yeah.
It was
That's
terrible.
Giga Chad.
Terrible shit. I just worked it and yeah, I posted on Instagram, and there are like tons of people asking me what to do for home workouts. People asking me to be ambassador for their brands. Dude, I was joking. I'm fucking eating coconut oil in a video with a spoon. Like shit.
Yeah. I gotta see it, but I'm not
check
on
it out.
Instagram. How can I see it, man?
I'm gonna send it to you right in a...
Because I don't have the app or anything. I'm not on Instagram. Can I just see it on?
Yeah, no. I'm gonna delete that shit because it was just for bet, and yeah, I can delete it now.
Yeah, but send me the video or something.
I'm sending it to you on Facebook. So yeah, enjoy that shit. And this is how you make a pro wrestling promo. Yeah, don't leak that shit. Okay, guys, we're gonna end it with this one, and yeah, episode 17, Star Wars chat, is wrapping up. Next time we're gonna talk about the Disney trilogy, and yeah.
Great.
You guys have anything to add or not? Peace. Okay, continue watching us. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Podbean. And shut up! It's enough.
The ending,
it's enough.
No,
what?
Man, come on. We just have to do the ending where we all do the hand solo.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Cheers, guys.
That was cringe worthy.
Oh my god.